Hey everyone, we're gonna do another video on booting up a laptop from a USB device. Another problem I've run into with these new Lenovo ThinkPads, and I've wrestled with it for a little while and trying to make some disk images for all of them that I have, which are down here. And kind of same kind of thing I did with a video about 4 years ago, but this one's obviously a little different because it's 4 years later and whatever. So let me open this up. There we go. Okay, take it's brand new out of the box. Lenovo ThinkPad e480, which is actually a pretty nice little unit. It's a Core i5, but it still just really flies actually when you start using it on your network. I have a standard DVD USB attached to it. I want to be able to boot off of it, so I'm having some trouble. So I'm gonna try to walk through quick steps on how to boot to it. You're going to still have problems with this whole EFI thing and legacy devices, and they don't talk to each other back and forth. So the purpose of this video is just going to be just so I can get it to a point where it'll boot from anything. So I changed these settings by default anyway. So the last computer I was on wouldn't let me go into the setup I wanted to right away. So I'm just going to show you the quick way to do it. When you turn these machines on, it tells you to hit the space bar and it'll go into an option menu. But the other one didn't do it. So you can go into the option menu and select F12. And then choose that option. But what I'm going to do here in this video, instead of hitting enter, I'm going to hit F1 to go into setup, and when I'm ready to later, I'll hit F12 to go right into the boot menu. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. I'm going to go ahead and hit the power button and just go ahead and hit F1 a few times until it comes up. Hopefully. Come on. It's going to try, it's going to spin up the CD, even though it wouldn't boot off of it. Come on. Yeah. Entering setup. There we go. So, come on. Thought I told it to go into setup. Come on. Try again. Maybe it just doesn't want... See, it's never been turned on, so maybe it wants to do the whole... Come on. It wants to... There we go. Entering setup. Sorry about that. Okay, so it's a standard kind of setup, ThinkPad setup screen. Here's what you need to be concerned with to be able to make sure you can boot pretty much whatever you need. So you need to go to the security section, and just like the video I made a few years ago, you're going to go down to secure boot. In the security section, secure boot, and you want to go ahead and disable secure boot. So I'm going to disable that and hit escape, and I'm out of that section. Go to startup. Now the second or third option actually down here for UEFI, I always just get that screwed up and call it EFI. You don't want that only. You want everything. So you're going to click on that and click both. And it does UEFI first. You need to leave that as first. And you do need CSM support in order to boot off of a DVD. So that's pretty much it. I spent a long time on it, but that's pretty much all you need to do to make it work. You need to go ahead and restart it by saving changes. And then from here, you can either hit enter, or in my case, I'm going to just hit F12 on boot. Come on. And it's going to go into the boot menu. There we go, entering boot menu. And then you could boot off of, whatever you want. Okay? Just keep in mind the UEFIs and the legacies still don't like talking to each other. I was using an older piece of imaging software. I'm going to make another video tomorrow on that and how to go about setting that up. So, but this one's just how to boot from DV, or boot from USB, basically what this is, boot from USB. So I have a bootable disk in here. I have my options. I should have showed you an example of what happened if you didn't use those settings. Excuse me. If you didn't change those settings and you selected USB, the screen would go blank for about 1 or 2 seconds and come right back up with the same screen. It'll never boot. Okay, unless you have a EUFI device. Okay. So this one's not. This one's legacy. So I had to change those settings, make sure USB is highlighted, and when I hit enter, hopefully, I can hear it spinning. There you go. It's booting off of the DVD. So that's the quick down and dirty on how to boot up boot up from USB on a ThinkPad, a newer ThinkPad, a Lenovo ThinkPad. This one happens to be an e480. And again, you're going to run into trouble though talking to the local hard disk. But again, the purpose of this video is just to go ahead and get it so you can boot off of the USB. So that's pretty much the end of it. Hopefully it wasn't too bad, 5 minutes. And thanks for watching.